A storm is rising in the heart of West Africa, not of chaos, but of clarity. Burkina Faso, long seen as a pawn in global power games, is drawing a bold line in the Sahel sand. Just hours after reports emerged of a failed coup attempt targeting the military government, Ibrahim Traoré, the streets of Burkina Faso erupted, not in panic, but in protest. A mass mobilization of citizens took to the streets, not to mourn, but to declare, "We will not be destabilized." At the center of this resistance stands Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the young revolutionary leader who came to power in 2022, promising to reclaim Burkina Faso's sovereignty, fight terrorism, and break free from neo-colonial influence, especially from former colonial power, France. In a region plagued by jihadist violence and political instability, Burkina Faso's leadership has taken bold steps, expelling French troops, suspending ties with foreign-controlled institutions, and joining forces with Mali and Niger to form the Confederation of Sahel States, a proposed political and economic alliance that could shift the balance of power in West Africa. This confederation isn't just symbolic. It's a declaration of intent, a roadmap to an Africa that is self-reliant, united, and unapologetically sovereign. The people of Burkina Faso have not remained silent. From rural towns to urban centers, citizens are organizing night vigils, marches, and unity gatherings. Their message is clear. You can't destabilize a people who refuse to kneel. This is not just political support. It's personal. It's generational. For too long, Burkina Faso's resources have been extracted, its people ignored, its destiny dictated from abroad. But now, a new generation is rewriting that story, with resolve, resistance, and hope. Despite international pressure and the ever-present threat of armed groups, this people's movement remains unshaken. Citizens are defending not just a leader, but an idea, the belief that Africans deserve to govern their own futures without interference. Burkina Faso is not alone. From Niamey to Bamako, the Sahel is stirring. A revolution rooted not in violence, but in vision. A vision of unity, dignity, and power reclaimed. The news of attempted assassination has sent shockwaves across the continent, igniting both outrage and unity. But why is this man the target of so much global tension? Captain Ibrahim Traoré isn't just another African president. He's become a symbol, a face, a flame of anti-colonial resistance in a continent still shackled by the invisible chains of foreign control. Since seizing power, Traoré has introduced sweeping reforms that threaten the very core of Western economic interests in West Africa, starting with one of the region's most precious resources, gold. He nationalized gold mines, ending decades of foreign exploitation, and redirected profits to invest in Burkina Faso's struggling agriculture sector. For the first time in years, the soil began to yield not just crops, but hope, but power, especially when it challenges the status quo, breeds enemies. Recently, U.S. General Michael Langley accused Traoré's government of misusing gold reserves, a claim many in Africa see as a cover for something deeper: Western frustration over losing control. The accusation came just days before an attempted assassination, a move seen by many as not just an attack on Traoré, but on African sovereignty itself. The response? Unprecedented. From Dakar to Nairobi, Accra to Johannesburg, Africans, young and old, are rising. Social media is ablaze, streets are stirring, and a historic protest is now brewing. On April 30th, 2025, millions are expected to pour into streets across the continent and the diaspora, not just to defend a man, but a mission, a sovereign Africa, free from neo-colonial influence. This moment is about more than Burkina Faso. It's about reclaiming the soul of a continent. It's about reminding the world that Africa is not a playground for global powers. It's a power in itself. This movement, born out of resistance, baptized by sacrifice, is a celebration of African resilience, African unity, and African power. Will April 30th, 2025 be the day Africa takes a giant step toward true independence? Or will the chains tighten once more? What happens next is up to us. Subscribe for the full story.